All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rukakwadash. Shalom to elect, and double honor to apostles and elders and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And shalom to you, Akim out there pushing the truth and sincerity around the four corners of the earth and staying strong in the faith. And shalom to you few sisters that's out there listening in humbleness and sincerity. And the brother Yirala I come with you with a lesson. Cause we went into this brother a couple weeks ago in the Israel Church of the Living God Learning Center. And I actually been living out here for many years in Waukee. This is Salakia. This is in Waukee, Illinois. For like 45 minutes, 45 minutes from Chicago, if I'm not mistaken, without traffic, or it could be close to an hour, I never heard of the church, and a brother came up, he seemed very sincere, and gave us his card, and so we checked out the page, and we've seen most of the lessons they're going to, and one of the things that I wanted to touch on is being inside the buildings, because that's the same thing that these other camps that go off and do that like the Nathaniel Nate of the IUIC, he's always teaching inside a school, never out on the highways and byways, which Yahushua told us that we have to go out there, on the streets and the highways and hedges. So this is just focusing on that, and not only just for that brothers, this for newer brothers that's coming in, and getting these scriptures and understanding while we out there outside on the highways, So I don't want to drag it. We're going to get started. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. It says, These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. Right, the Gentiles talking about there is the other nations. He said, But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And who's that lost sheep of the house of Israel? Was consist of the blacks, the Latino and Native American Indian descendants of today. We were once lost, now we are found, But it says, and as you go preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And that's what we do when we outside. We giving them these scriptures, the breakdowns, and that's giving them the kingdom, because the scripture is the king, their way into getting to the kingdom. It says, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils, and that's what we doing. Because once you come into this knowledge, you cleaning yourself of all of those the wicked ways, which is illnesses to you. It says, freely ye have received, freely give. Right? So, and the reason why I brought this one out, because those guys that do that, like IUIC, how they charge you for garments, was charged. We ain't forgot that you charge for breakdowns. Always got like the Sakari, the Alizé, his camp. They got ads to donate. Buy this, buy. Always something for money's sake. We got here, but start with the apostles of GMS and brothers on down, all the way to the affiliate camp. We giving this truth for the free, no charge. Now you give, that's your tithe blessing to you, But we're not looking for that. We out here really just looking to wake up the elect and get ultimately get delivered up out of here and get our crowns from Yahushua. But I don't want to drag it. It says, provide neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purses, nor scrip for your journey, neither two coats, neither shoes, nor yet stave, for the workman is worthy of his meat. So I want to go from there to Mark chapter 6, verse 7. This is one of the examples of Yahushua send the 12 out there to go teach. It says, and he called unto him the 12 and began to send them forth by two and two, and gave them power over unclean spirits. Right, and that's an example when we out there. See, because it starts with your faith, man. When you out there teaching, you gotta have faith in this thing, man. And go out there and not be afraid to stand on them highways. Whether you see friends, family, or co-workers, your manager, they come across the truth. You gotta stand stiff in this truth and tell them, man, and give them this word. They come to the camp when they hear. You gotta give them this word. When they hear for beer, you know. And it says, and commanded them, it's repeating the same thing, and commanded them that they shouldn't take nothing for their journey, save a staff only, nor scrip, nor bread, no money in their purse. And so we're going to go from there to Luke chapter 10. Let's start at 1. It's Luke chapter 10, verse 1. It says, after these things, the Lord appointed other 70 also, and sent them two and two before his face into every city and place whither he himself will come. Right, you hear that? The Lord appointed over 70 also, and sent them two and two before his face into every city and place whither he himself come. Well, it don't always just necessarily mean just two. It's gonna be bigger camps. As y'all see, man, it's camps out there. Is 15 to 20, 30 plus brothers out there prophesying. Whether them camps may be split apart throughout the city. On one street, probably on the other side of the city, on another street. You probably got affiliate camps amongst the other camps out there teaching. Whether all in all, man, we going off of what Yahushua said, like he did the 12 disciples. He sent them out there, two and two to go prophesy, get his word out there. But let me keep going. I want to drag it. Verse 2 says, therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. It said, pray ye therefore the Lord of harvest that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. And right, and that's what we doing. We're going out there, man. We're waking up more men so they can come into the fold and go out there and come out and prophesy as well with us, man, because the laborers are still few. Like the Apostle Tahar always say, and be saying this for many years, it should be a camp on every block in every state within America. It says, "Go your ways, behold." So we got that's part of our job too, to pray to Yahushua that more brothers wake up and have more laborers for the harvest. It says, "Go your ways, behold, I send you forth as lambs." It says, "Lambs among wolves, carry neither purse nor scrip nor shoes, and salute no man by the way. And into whatsoever house ye enter first, say, peace be to this house. And if the Son of Peace be there, your peace shall rest upon it. If not, it shall turn to you again." It says, "And in the same house remain, eating and drinking such things as they give, for the laborer is worthy of his hire. Go not from house to house. And into whatsoever city ye enter, they receive you, eat such things as are set before you." It says, "And heal the sick that are therein, and say unto them, the kingdom of the Most High, how about Shem Shai, is come nigh unto you." And that's what we do when we go out here to what cities we in, whether we teaching within amongst families, you tell them about the truth. Hey, you an Israelite. This is the law. Got come under Yahweh Bashin Yahweh Shai. Follow these laws to the best of your abilities. Come from them wicked ways, because the kingdom is here, and they accept it. Hey, that's a good thing, right? It says verse 10, but into whatsoever city ye entered, and they receive you not, go your ways out into the streets of the same, and say, even the very dust of your city, which cleaveth unto us, we do wipe off against you. Notwithstanding, be ye sure of this, that the kingdom of the Most High is come nigh unto you. Right, so you go out there and prophesy that, and there ain't nobody waking up to the truth. You gotta dust it off, man, because it's gonna say, it said, verse 12, but I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable in that day for Sodom than for that city, because the ultimate end is gonna be the destruction of that city. You just gotta dust your feet and leave that city where it's at. Same for the people that you go teach it, that you know what I'm saying, you try to give them this word and they ain't receiving it. You gotta just move on, man. Because they end all is gonna be a destruction. Matter of fact, I also want to touch on Salakia. Bear with me 1 second. I want to actually go back a few scriptures in that same one. Back in Luke, I started at 8. I kind of jumped the gun, but Salakia, forgive me for that. It says, into whatsoever city ye enter, and they receive you, each such things are set before you, and heal the sick that are therein, and say unto them, the kingdom of the Most High is come nigh unto you. And to back that up, and that's what I wanted to do, and to show you how you heal the sick when you're out there prophesying, is Psalm chapter 119. We'll start at verse 9. It's Psalms 119, verse 9. It says, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? Salakia. By taking heed thereto according to thy word. Right, that's how you cleanse yourself. That's how you heal the sick. We go out there, out here in these cities, whichever city and state you live in, you go out there prophesy. You get, even for yourself, when you coming into this thing, that's how you cleanse yourself. That's how you clean those demons off. You become that new man. You heal from them sicknesses. Cause that wicked way is sick, man. It's abomination. A lot of things is abominable, man. It says, with my whole heart have I sought thee, which that word heart means lab in the Hebrew, which means mind. It's so I'm gonna read it instead of heart. I'm gonna put mind. It says, with my whole mind have I sought thee, or let me not wander from thy commandments. It's in thy word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against thee. Right, so when you're coming in, you start to learn, you grow, and you take heed, and you meditate on those scriptures, and you apply that to yourself, so you don't go off. So this is what we out here. This is what we giving to them out there on the highways and byways. When they come up and ask questions, new brothers coming in, a few sisters come in that watch the videos at home, or they learn from their husbands at home. It says verse 12, blessed art thou, O Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, teach me thy statutes, With my lips have I declared all the judgment of thy mouth, and which is what we do, and how we being taught. We being taught by our teachers. Start with the apostles on down when they taught from their teachers, and they came in and grew in spirit, and gave us the correct breakdowns and teach us, and then we received it, and now we out here doing the same thing, and then we're still learning, and we're declaring this. We're declaring Yahweh Shai judgment when we go out here and prophesy. Was the downfall of Esau kingdom, telling Jake to get right, exposing a lot of wickedness is going on out here. We're declaring that. It's in verse 14. I have rejoiced in thy I have rejoiced in thy way of thy testimonies, as much as in all riches. I will meditate in thy precepts and have respect unto thy ways. And how you would have respect unto thy ways? You gotta take heed to these scriptures, man. You gotta follow them laws to your best of your abilities. It also get into the scriptures, because it said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. And this is just an example of healing, of cleansing, healing the sick. Cause we were once sick. You new brothers coming in, y'all was sick, and now you're healed. But this is how you do it. You take heed according to the word. Okay, it says, I would delight myself in thy statutes. It says, I would not forget thy word. Okay, so we're gonna go from there to Proverbs chapter 1. And start at 20. In Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20 says, wisdom cry without, she utter her voice in the streets. Not inside a building, in the streets. Because the scripture also say, howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands. And if I'm not mistaken, that's Acts, I want to say Acts the 7th chapter. Because the wisdom, it said wisdom cried without, she utter her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttered her words, saying, you hear that? Let me read that again. It says, she cried in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city. That's outside, man. The chief place of concourse is somewhere out where everybody can see you, where everything is going on. You got to deal with the elements, the people. Wisdom cried is in the streets. Cause the perfect example, man, seeing the apostles do their thing, going out there prophesying, other brothers on down, all of us, there's prophets out here, that's sincerely going out here teaching this word. Being out there on the highways and byways, you run into, the Spirit brings people to come up, whether the Spirit gonna bring someone that want to hear the word or someone that's gonna scoff against the word. Or a demon come up, anything happening, but it's the Spirit of the word, because it's wisdom is crying out there to the elect. And the elect come up, they get it. It says, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity, and scorneth delight in the scorning, and fools hate knowledge? Right, so when we're going out there, we rebuking our people. How long y'all gonna be simple? How long y'all gonna hate knowledge, man? Because y'all reject the knowledge of Yahweh Shai. And y'all into the world, this worldly knowledge, man. Y'all think y'all know all this. Y'all into other different religions. So our job is to go out there and get on them and break down this simple shit that they learn from and that they out here teaching. Well, they Christians, Comedic, the Black Conscious Movement, Muslim. What else you got? Should, are they into what the even the Egyptology, Catholic, you know? Well, they into witchcraft and all. You know, we out here to to break all that down, man. All those strongholds down, man. All these false doctrines, we out there to break all that shit down. How long y'all gonna love this simple shit, man? All right. It says, "In the scorn of delight and the scorner and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you." And how about Shem Shai do that? By the man being out there with his prophets prophesying his word. Okay? And I got two more, and then I'm gonna end it on that 'cause I don't want to drag it too long. So like it is late. It's like like 3:11, so I'm kind of a little like slow motion. My mind is winding down, but I had to get this lesson out though. This Luke chapter 14. I started 15. It says, "And when," matter of fact, let me see. Okay, yeah. We started 15. Luke chapter 14, verse 15. It says, "And when one of them sat at meat with him, heard these things, he said unto him, Blessed is he that shall eat bread in the kingdom of the Most High, Yahweh Shai. Then said he unto him, A certain man made a great supper and bade many, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, Come, for all things are now ready. And they all with one consent began to make excuse. So the first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee have me excused." And this go into guys come. There's this is why this going back to the church, because a lot of guys don't want to go out there. One, because they paid off, and you got guys who don't have the spirit out there to go out there. They got an excuse to not go outside and teach. It says, verse 19, "And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee have me excused. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come." So that servant came and showed his Lord these things, right? So these are examples of excuse. These are just a few examples of guys saying that why they can't go out there and get his word. You know, just that supper that we giving. You know, guys don't want to go out there and give out this good meat. You know, this spiritual meat. Because scripture say they hide it in a napkin. Because a lot of them got this word. They don't go out there and teach it. You know, it says so that verse 21, it says, "So that servant came and showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servants, Go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city." Read that again. It said, "Then the master of the house, which is Yahweh Shai, being angry, said to his servant, Go out quickly into the streets and the lanes of the city," not a building, not a church building. We didn't say it had no Israelite church. Because when a lot of them churches be under the 501c3 charter, you know? You getting that bag. And we already know that a lot of them guys will be paid off because they teach the doctrine wrong, you know? You got to go out here and do this work. It's camps out there that go out here and be on the highways, and even though they go out there, it's camps out there go out on the highways and don't be teaching 100% true, but starting with the apostles, GMS on down, they teaching 100% truth. So it says, then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servants, "Go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind." And who are them? Them all represent Israel, the Israelites. It says, and the servant said, "Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room." And the Lord said unto the servant, "Go out into the highways and the hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled." That's what we're doing. We're going out on the highways and hedges, with the highways and streets and lanes of the city. Ultimately, this lesson is about going outside and not being in no church teaching the truth, man. You know? So we can fill Shai's house, and get which is the elect, you know, because 2/3 not gonna get it. It says, "For I say unto you that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper." And what's that supper gonna be? The kingdom. So those guys that fell off, those guys that made an excuse on reasons why they don't want to go out here and teach, they're not getting into the kingdom. They sealed themselves in destruction. All right? So this going to be the last one. We're going to end on this. This is Luke chapter 9, verse 26. It's a one hitter. It says, "For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words." That's what it ultimately is. A lot of guys who got those excuses, they're ashamed of this word. They're ashamed of Yahushua and his word. Cause a lot of them guys want to be either superstars. They don't want to be out there. They really ain't sincere about doing this truth. So they see people they may know and want to duck and they gonna see me. You know, true men of the Lord don't care about that, man. We don't care nothing about that. If anything, most will be happy when we see somebody we know out there. Hey, man, hey, what's going on? Matter of fact, come over here and get this, hear this. Come listen up. If they don't, hey, bid them farewell. Peace. You know? But a lot of you guys is actually ashamed. But for you newer brothers, this is, take heed to this. Because this is what we got to be doing. This is what Yahushua bid us to do, to go out here on these highways and byways and teach. So if you brothers be out there and whether it's Israelite churches, camps, there's only teaching inside, you need to question your leader. Not, you know what I'm saying? And if your leader ain't telling you according to the word, you need to bounce. Either start your own camp, join a camp that's teaching this word 100%, doing it the correct way, you know? It says, but I tell you, Salakia, verse 26, that was just one, I'm sorry. It says, "For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he shall come in his own glory, and in his Father's, and in his Father's, and of the holy angels." Right, so the Son of Man gonna be ashamed. He's gonna be ashamed of you. Cause you got this word and you ain't went out there and bid, and we'll say bid the marriage. You're not bringing your people back to Yahushua. And that's the ultimate goal. And then a lot of them churches, man, they go off, and then it's so much to go in them churches, man. I can go into that. That had to be for another lesson. And we definitely here be watching, So I don't want to be the dead horse, and I hope y'all been edified. Until the next time, I say Shalom, Kwame Yashala.